But we got 2 benches, quite a bit of space in here. We can put a lot of those trays on here. The babies are doing good. Everybody's pretty healthy. Being lazy babies. They're eating good though, so we're happy. This is the little heifer, and that's the bull back there. We'll steer him soon, but for now we're just getting them. They're about a week old now, about 7 or 8 days, probably 8 days. Just introduced some calf starter grain for them. They'll start picking away at that a little bit at their own leisure. These guys are still just doing good. What do you think? It's starting to look like spring out there, ain't it? The snow's finally gone up here. Just a little bit in the woods. Windy, super windy out. It's always windy. It's been hard to get some footage outside with the wind up here. This time of year, the transition has just been one day after the other, full of wind. But anyways, here it is, Monday, and we didn't put a video out end of last week. We got real tied up with just a bunch of stuff that was going on, not related to doing this filming. So we apologize to those who have been following us, looking forward to them, but we can't get them all the time. Some things come up, you know, that's life. But we got started again today, and we got a bunch of stuff coming up. I got equipment I can start getting out now and working on. I actually got a tedder I gotta replace gear in. So if the wind cooperates and I can get over across the lawn without rutting it up, I'm gonna pull that in front of the barn and we'll bring the torches out and start working on it. So we'll see what today brings, and I'll take you along with me. Spring has sprung.
I'm going to Belinda's.
Oh yeah. Allison's gonna go visit some friends for a little while.
And then Mama's gonna pick me up at lunchtime.
Good. We'll be cutting wood here for a few days. It's pretty muddy.
Just checking in on things. What are you doing, Alice?
I'm waiting a call from Mimi.
You're writing a card for Mimi?
Uh-huh.
What does it say?
I don't remember what this is.
Ready? Get
well.
Mimi.
Mimi.
And can you open it up? What do you got here?
That's a regular flower. That's a sunflower.
And then what does it say down here?
What does that say?
Do you remember what that says?
No.
Love.
Love. Alice.
Yep. Why are you making Mimi a get well card?
because she had a surgery like my cousin Colin.
She did, but she's doing well. They're both doing well, aren't they?
Mommy.
You're on camera.
What are you doing?
I'm making this puzzle that Mimi gave me.
Yeah? What kind of puzzle is it?
It's My Little Pony.
You don't like My Little Pony, do you?
I do.
I know
How
you
many
do.
pieces are there?
100. There were 50.
Wow.
And I can do it all by myself.
Sure can.
Can we show the camera on that I did the rest of the puzzle and I can do the rest of it, please? So I'm almost done with it.
Okay.
I can do all of it.
You are smart as a whip. Are you going to be bored in kindergarten next year?
You'll see.
Look at you go.
And it looks like this.
It's now complete. Look at that. Which two ponies are those?
Pinkie Pie and Twilight.
Yep. Two of
Pinkie Pie has a flower in her hair.
She does. It's pretty neat.
Oh, I think Grandpa's here.
Oh.
This tedder I got last fall off a friend of mine. It was supposed to be in working order, but I got it home and something was broke. But it's just a gear. It needs to be replaced in this joint right here. And it's a real pain to get at. You got to drop this whole axle assembly out. I got some of it apart, as you can see, that one next to it. And that whole assembly right there comes down. And this gear is inside here. But there's a couple pins. They got to come out of this universal joint area and they're stuck, so we're going to take the torches and heat them up and pound them right out. It shouldn't be too bad of a job, but it's a decent tedder. It folds up for transportation. Needs a couple tires. I'm going to put a coat of paint on it, but other than that, it's ready to go. The snow hasn't quite melted out from around the baler, and I'm going to dig it out though this week and bring it over to the house. I got one project left to do on it, or two. I want to sand it down and put a fresh coat of paint on it. And there's a bushing / bearing it needs to be replaced on the PTO shaft. And right down in this area, you can see it's pretty loose. So I'm going to fix that. That was wobbling pretty bad last year. I mean, it'd probably go forever if you kept greasing it, but I'm going to put a real bearing in place of that contraption they got. Really good baler, other than it being old. I put a lot of time into it. The knotters, I had to completely rebuild all the knotters, and it works awesome. Works as good as a new one, and as reliable. All new chains on it. The thing's ready to go this season. So just going to do some last minute maintenance on it and clean up some ugly metal that was on it, but she's pretty good shape. It'll look awesome with a new coat of paint. I'll obviously tape over these original decals because it's an older model and these are hard to find in this good of shape. And I got a junk baler for parts over in the boneyard, so it's good to have extra parts on hand. Can't wait to get using it again. Tell you what, if anybody wants to come give this guy a neck scratching, he'd hire you. He can't get enough of it. Wow, look at him. Look at you. Jeez, boy. What? It's a pretty good boy. Yeah. Hi. He's one of the best cows I've ever met. I've been around quite a few cows. He's super gentle with everybody. Yeah. I'm thinking about keeping him just for a mascot. I don't know if I can kill him for beef. Gee whiz. Gonna have to though. Gonna have to. Huh? Well, it's dinner time for him, so the night chores get him fed up. See if I can prop you up on this baleage here. You can help me load them up on hay or baleage. You guys can help me feed them up. They like this stuff. This is the second crop baleage. Some of you might be thinking, well, it looks like hay, but it's not. It's baleage. This barn is just so drafty right now that it dries the outer layer of it. This baleage is supposed to be damp, but once I get a layer in there, it's good stuff. This feeder was well worth the time because they waste a ton if you don't. If you don't have a feeder, you're gonna go through, I'm not gonna say twice as much, but you'll see a huge difference. Because they drag it out, and then once they step on it and grind it into some poop or whatever, they know, they know better than to eat it. So, and it's easy. See, as they pull it, it goes right down into the little tray there, it catches it, and they just keep cleaning it up. I get very little waste. I have very, very little. But look at him. Hi. Yeah, how is it? He said, well, I'd like some molasses on it, but I'll take what I can get. I don't know if I showed you before, but I had to put this cross member. If you build one of these feeders, I put these uprights in it, which worked okay, but some cows, I've noticed, particularly these ones, they eventually eat all of it, but they're real picky. They'll go through this whole thing at first and pick out all the gravy pieces, and then they'll go through and eat whatever's left. But without this, remember, they were putting their noses in the slot and kicking the hay up and over and just tossing it on the ground. So I put that thing to block them in there from doing it, and it immediately stopped. So a little bit of improvement. We'll see you a little bit later.